segment about me yesterday, I think it was. And yes, of course I saw it. I don't play the certain type of game that he plays where he pretends like he doesn't see things and then he's like, oh, I don't run my social media. Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, I heard this. No, no, we know you run your social media. We know you see everything.
True.
We know that you're aware of everything and are just kind of playing it up. And that's fine. I guess it's a good gimmick. I don't get the Weatherman thing. I honestly don't. In fact, that was the first time I heard about it. Is it an insult? Does it mean like we're sometimes right, sometimes wrong? I mean, it would be somewhat ironic considering the source, sometimes right, sometimes wrong. I like to pride myself on being always right. So I don't get that one. And obviously that's not what I'm mad about because I didn't bring that up yesterday. And I'm not even mad. And so I'll go back to the previous point that I made at the top of the show. I knew he was never going to apologize. I know that wasn't even a sincere apology that I got on text. It's because I tweeted about it on a Wednesday, several days later, and there was a code word in there about a Reddit page that love him dearly. And then only afterwards, 12 hours later, did I get the quote unquote apology. And then I said, all right, are you going to do this publicly? Because you said some lies about me publicly. So it seems like the natural place. Of course, I knew he wasn't going to come back and be as sincere as he was on this text on camera. He can't do that. And so the funniest thing about the whole thing is I'm watching this segment. He doesn't even bring it up. His boy Brian brings it up, who continued to say, Ariel's so sensitive, Ariel's so sensitive, Ariel's so sensitive, Ariel's so sensitive. Newsflash for Brian, who I've never met before other than the time that he's been on this podcast. What makes you think I'm so sensitive? Is it because I'm annoyed that for the past like 5-6 years, you guys keep saying these lies about me and I've never even responded once? Let me ask you this, because he kept saying on the show, we're in different lanes, almost like he's above. He's in a different lane. He's doing other things, right? He's a comedian. He's a podcaster. He's got all these shows. He's doing great. Let me ask you this, for those that watch both shows. How many times have you heard me talk about his show, him, on this show, or any other show that I've ever done? The ESPN shows, DC, Chael, MMA Hour. How many times have you heard me react to anything that has ever been said on this show from his show? How many times have you heard me talk about the state of his career? How many times have you heard me say, oh, I saw something on that show. Let me talk about this on my show. How many times? I'm going to guess zero. I'm going to say, to be fair, maybe once. I think wholeheartedly zero. Now, let me ask you, how many times does he talk about me? How many times has he reacted to something that's going on in my life? My job situation, right? The behind the scenes. Let me tell you how it really is behind the scenes. Who cares more about who in this equation? For someone who wants to come out and say that he doesn't care about me and doesn't pay attention to me and has nothing to do with me and I'm a byproduct of some drone strike, I have no idea what the hell is he talking about. Is he mad at someone? Because then come out and say it. If you want to be a shooter from the hip, then come out and say it. I'm a byproduct. I don't know what the F you're talking about, but I know that you like to talk about me a lot. You like to talk about my career, my comings and goings, behind the scenes, who likes me, who doesn't like me, who wants to work with me, who doesn't want to work with me. It's a weird thing to say you don't care, different lanes, but yet you're always talking about me. That's strange, and yet I never talk about you. So who's the sensitive one? Who's the one who's actually bothered by all of this? It's not jealousy, right? That can't be. We're in different lanes. So what is it? I don't get it. And it's a weird thing because it's like, all right, you're saying that, I'm a byproduct. Everything you said was about me, no one else. So who are you talking about? Who do you have a beef with? Why are you always talking about me? That's the part that I don't understand. And so even afterwards, like after I was on McAfee, I got a text. Hey, man, I don't want a war. You don't want a war, right? And I'm like, no, very nice on text.
Let's go to war.
Pleasant on text. But then when we get to the show, it's stammering. It's having your friend set it up. It's taking little pot shots. So which one is it? Who's the real Brendan? That's what I want to know. Who's the real guy? I remember when I was removed from the Showtime gig for Mayweather-McGregor. I remember when that happened. And you were very kind to me. You came up to me in the hotel in Toronto. I remember that vividly. And you said how how messed up it was and all this stuff. And then I remember your show the following week and how you took some shots and how you said we did kind of the same thing. You didn't really understand why I was there. And I was like, wow, that's not the same tone. That's totally different than when I heard at the hotel. So you're not two-faced, right? Like, you're not playing an act here and then on your show playing a different act, right? Which is the real guy. I keep it 100 here. It's Helwani all day, every day. Same guy. You could say all you want about me being an instigator, a potster. You could call me sensitive. You could do this and that. But I'm the same dude. And you know what's funny? After I had that little rant last week, let's play this game now. How many people reached out to you when you said I was tough to work with? How many people reached out to you privately and said, oh, I've had some bad experiences with that guy? Because I could tell you how many people reached out to me after I had to say a few things last week.
Damn.
That's weird, right? So again, like the great Dennis Green once said, they are who we thought they were. You guys are who I thought you were. You're going to sit there and be like, he's the best, he's the this, he's the that, but then pot shot. And what was that part that you took out? What was that part? You want to beat me up? We're gonna go to the lowest common denominator. You're a comedian now. You're a pot. You got a great gig. You want to beat me up? The guy with the glasses, the guy with the suit? That's what we're resorting to. Something, by the way, that some of the toughest human beings that I've had on this show who sometimes don't like me have never resorted to. But is that the part that they took out? Threatening me? You want me to come to LA? Should we do some bench presses? What should we do? Should we do some push-ups? What were you implying there? I don't know. I don't know what all this is about. I'm sure in a while I'll get a text, hey, bro, I don't want to fight. But isn't your guy who works on your show talking about my family on his Instagram?
Shrimp.
He is, right?
And
Talking about my family. That's the kind of people you guys are. Fake, phony, and everyone knows who you are now. You have been outed. Everyone knows. And maybe I shined a bit of a spotlight on it, but everyone knows your whole gimmick. Brian Callen, don't talk about me. You know nothing about me. Who are you talking about? I'm sensitive. Based on what? Based on what? This might be the first time I've ever said your mouth other than the time you were on my show. You got enough going on, my man. Don't talk about me. Brent, done with you, man. Brendan, done with you. The other dude sitting next to me pretending not to know who I am when we all know that whole thing was concocted. Done with you guys. I'm over it. I'm moving on. If you want to apologize, great. But it means nothing to me. I felt like I was watching the scene from Billy Madison where he's rambling on, and that's the clip that I posted yesterday. It was an incoherent, fake segment that I expected, and then some. It was useless. We all knew it was coming. We all predicted it. You're not sorry. You doubled down. You don't like me. I don't care. Enjoy your little podcast. Enjoy your little comedy sets. It's all a bit. That's what I love about comedians. They'll make fun of you. They'll say so. It's just a bit. It's just a joke, bro. It's just a joke. Get out of here with this nonsense. Fake, phonies, two-faced. That's who you guys are. That's exactly who you guys are. And everyone knows it. You're not doing yourselves any favor. You sit back on your little chair. Let me tell you how it was for Ariel at ESPN. Let me tell you what happened in the bed. You know nothing. You know less than nothing. Stop talking about my career. And if you're going to go to one source who has some distorted beef with me that was 1,000% wrong, reveal your source, Bubba. Reveal it. Don't start talking about a million people. Nonsense. So again, I've just wasted 20 minutes on this. High Road Helwani would be shattered. He would say, you're wasting time. You're punching down. There is no High Road Helwani anymore. It's the Helwani era. And for everyone who says you wouldn't say this to his face, of course I would. I'm not looking to fight anyone. I'm an actual civilized human being. But ask a couple of my friends in Cleveland who had issues with me over the past year and a half if I went right up to their face. If I walked up to their face when they were trying to look, ask them if I'm that kind of guy. Ask Ben Askren. Ask Donald Cerrone. People in the past who have had issues with me. Do I go up to your face and try to settle beefs? Absolutely. Even when I was being banned, and the story that he doubled down on again, the whole narrative. I don't even think he knows the definition of the word narrative. Honestly, I think he doesn't know the definition of the word narrative. It's the whole narrative that the whole community is talking about. Who are these people? One dude. You have one source who got it from the one guy who tried to change the story. Enough. The jig is up, guys. phony, fake, two-face. You could keep doubling down, triple down, quadruple down. I'm not worried about it. You're not going to hurt me. You tried to hurt me going into the Jake Paul fight. It's good. I'm here, independent, on a little island, all by myself. I'm Gucci, man. I'm Gucci, as the kids say. I'm good. So you can make up all the stories that you want. But rest assured, we all know, and we all expected this. We know who you are. You're not fooling anyone. Well, he's the best in the business, but he's damn sensitive. Based on what, Brian? Based on what? Based on what, Brendan? Based on what? Byproduct? I'm not the one who shoots from the hip? Really? I'm not the one? Why don't you shoot from the hip? Who are you so mad at? Who was that drone strike for? Who are you so mad at? If it wasn't about me, why don't you shoot from the hip? Go ahead. We're all waiting. You won't. You won't. So that's that. I mean, one pathetic segment that was, sitting back there and listening to that. Like, really? This is what we waited a week for? You could have sent out a tweet and saved us a hell of a lot of time. Just do me a favor. Leave my name out of your mouth. Leave my family's name out of your mouth. Don't talk about them. Don't throw your minions under the bus when they talk about them. Just let's go our separate ways now, all right? I've never had a negative thing to say about you, your show, your experiences, all that. I've never said a thing when everyone piled on about your comedy and all that stuff. Never said a thing. And now you want to keep talking about my career. And then when you get called out, say, oh, he was just a byproduct. Get out of here with that nonsense. Stop talking about me. Last warning. Done. And I won't go on a media tour to talk about you. I regretted, honestly, going on McAfee's show the next day to talk about you. Because you know what? Like you told me a long time ago, true story, asked Brendan to come on my show a long time ago. You know what he said? A long, long time ago. I have a podcast. Why should I go on other people's? All right. I was like, all right. Now I know what's up. I don't have that mentality. I like to spread the love, spread the wealth. And so I'm happy to go on Patrick's show. But I'm done with it now. Enough. Go back to your jokes. Go back to your little bits and your 50 podcasts that no one listened to. All right. Thoughts on the